After you've broken up with a narcissist and you've parted ways, one of the most difficult things to do is to stay no contact. If you're familiar with narcissism and you've read up on it, you probably would know that staying no contact after the breakup is the best thing to do for your healing and to keep your sanity and to move forward in your life. And the reason is any form of contact that you have with a narcissist, it will cause your healing to be reversed. You'll take a few steps back from the healing process. It'll very easily take you back to square one in terms of you feeling vulnerable, that you need the narcissist, that you want them in your life, that you can't move on without them. Staying no contact is important because it's the only way you can really put the narcissist behind you. But staying no contact, going no contact and staying no contact is very difficult. And if you've been through that before, you'll know how difficult is it and how long it takes until you start feeling improvements. So if you've broken up with a narcissist, after a few days, 1 week, 2 weeks, chances are after a few weeks, you barely feel like things are improving for you. You still feel like you're stuck in the trauma bond, that you're emotionally bonded to the narcissist, that you have a form of connection with them, that there's something that they can offer you connection-wise and chemistry-wise that no one else can. You feel like they are a specific type of drug that only they can fulfill, that nobody else can fulfill that role for you. And it's so easy to feel helpless and hopeless when you're in the early stages of no contact and you feel overwhelmed by these feelings, because you really are still addicted to the narcissist, the trauma bond, the push-pull that they apply to you over such a long time, potentially months or years, depending how long your relationship was. They would have created this addiction in you towards them, which is the trauma bond, this abuse reward cycle again and again and again. The constant withholding of affection towards you, and then the breadcrumbing of some affection. It really altered your sense of balance and the chemistry of your brain, and it created this addiction to the narcissist where you felt that they're the only ones who can deliver a certain type of reward to you, and you feel like you need that reward. You suffer a lot of abuse, then you get a bit of a reward, then you suffer more abuse, and you get a bit of a reward. That trauma bond connection, once the narcissist is gone out of the picture and you're on your own, it does not go away very quickly. It's very difficult to go through the process of suffering the withdrawal symptoms of the trauma bond dissipating, because it's a slow burn. It's a slow process for that to be worn out of your system. When you go no contact with a narcissist, it's as if you went cold turkey and you stopped consuming a drug, potentially a potent drug. It's a very similar effect on your body. And that's why after 1, 2, 3 weeks, you don't really feel like things are getting better. You feel like you need something to complete you. You feel like you have the urge to just experience something, and only the narcissist can fulfill that. That's what drugs do to you. You feel a chemical addiction to something, and the narcissist is the holder of the solution, of the hit, of the drug that you need. After 2, 3, 4 weeks, sometimes after 1, 2, 3 months of no contact, oftentimes you feel that things are not getting better, or at least not as quick as you want. Going no contact and getting over the narcissist is a very slow process, but it does get better gradually over time. The thoughts of the narcissist don't disturb you quite as much as they did before. With each passing week or month, it does get easier. It's just like the effect of a drug wearing out of your system. If somebody was addicted to a hard drug for a long time, it'll take a long time for them to get over that addiction and feel like that no longer consumes them, that the lack of the drug no longer consumes them. The withdrawal symptoms can take a few months to wear off when it comes to the narcissist. And staying no contact is important, because if you don't stay no contact, then you're reversing your own improvement. You're reversing the whole releasing the narcissist from your system. As you've been releasing them from your system, if you break no contact, you're going back to square one, which means you're undoing your own recovery. It's important to stay no contact so that your recovery is a one-way stream and you just recover. You don't digress. If you break no contact, you do digress, and then the recovery later just takes that much longer. If you just accept it for what it is, if you just accept it, if you stop judging the situation as something bad where you can't get over this abusive person for some reason, you just can't get over them, they've hijacked your mind. If you just put that aside for a bit and just try not to judge the situation and accept that what you really have is an addiction and that you're going to suffer withdrawal symptoms. But what you have to do is find healthy distractions for yourself. Keep your body moving, maybe do a lot of exercise. Avoid consuming a lot of alcohol or smoking a lot of cigarettes. Things that really stimulate your mind, like cigarettes and alcohol. Try to avoid that for a few weeks, months. Probably a few months. Or at least if you're going to consume them in small amounts. Allow yourself to process the negative emotions of the no contact. Let the negative emotions work their way through your system. Don't think them too much. Believe me, the emotions are strong enough, the overwhelm is strong enough, the thoughts will think themselves. Just observe the thoughts and don't partake in your own negative thinking in the process, and let it just take its course and just be a witness of it. Things will start to fall into place. The withdrawal symptoms will get better. Take some time for yourself during the process. Spend some time with people you trust. Do things you like. Spend some time by yourself as well. Get a balance on those fronts. Know that each day the withdrawal symptoms will be released from your body just a little bit more. As the withdrawal symptoms, as you feel them working their way through your body, that is the chemical addiction of the narcissist being released from your system. So just accept that for what it is, and knowing that it's going to get better, that it is getting better. But it's very important that you stay no contact and that you do not go back to the narcissist, because it will reverse your recovery. And it will just slow things down for you, which is really frustrating when you've made a lot of progress in a few months and they cause you to digress right back to square one. And then you have a long road ahead of you again. It's really frustrating. You don't owe it to yourself to digress your recovery. Keep them out of the picture. And if you treat them as nothing other than an addiction, if you've ever gotten over an addiction before, whether it be cigarettes, drugs, you'll notice that there's similarities in how it feels. So just accept it for what it is. Stay no contact so you don't reverse your own recovery, and try to do healthy things for yourself. Talk to healthy people. Spend some time alone. Keep yourself moving. Keep your mind engaged in productive activities, and just know that every day, every week is going to get a bit better. And once a certain amount of time has passed, you'll feel in control of your own emotions again. And the thought of the narcissist won't be anything more than a mild annoyance, as opposed to an overwhelming cloud that just holds you back and holds you down.